Now, look, I don't like getting into people's personal lives. We're going to do it here in the case of Bill O'Reilly. I know it's easy trick to say I don't like it, but here I'm going to do it anyway. But I've got to do it because I've got to show you the hypocrisy of Fox News Channel and what they do to other people. So Bill O'Reilly's involved in a messy divorce. That was all the way back in 2011. It's been in the courts ever since. Decisions and appeals and on it goes. And I don't want to get into all the details of the divorce, but there is one relevant part here. So Patheos explains, last May, O'Reilly's daughter told a court that she saw Bill choking his wife and then dragged her down the stairs. Bill O'Reilly attempted to smear his wife by calling her an adulterer, also told his daughter that spending time with her mother would ruin her life. Okay. Now, that's pretty harsh. I get it. And his daughter's 17 years old. He's got another kid that's 13 years old. And today, the judge ruled that he does not have equal rights to be with the kids. Okay, partly because the kids didn't want him. Look, I swear to you that I'm actually uncomfortable doing this story in this regard. It gives me no joy. So, and if you're a real progressive, you shouldn't, enjoy other people's pain. I know he's a bad guy. I know it. And what I just read you is terrible. And it's in the court papers, etc. But still, this is not about his personal life. I'm going to get to his hypocrisy in a second. But I got to give you the details here. Not all of them, just enough for this story. The Appellate Division, 2nd Judicial Department Court ruled this. Viewing the totality of the circumstances, there is sound and substantial basis for the Supreme Court's determination that it is in the best interest of the children for the mother to be awarded primary residential custody. Particularly relevant in this case are the clearly stated preferences of the children, especially considering their age of maturity and the quality of the home environment provided by the mother. He's saying that, no, the kids are going to live with the mom and not with Bill O'Reilly. And the kids were very clear in their intention that they do not want to live with their dad, partly because of what they've seen their dad do. Again, there's 1,000 details I'm not getting into here. As you saw in the first quote there, Bill O'Reilly says she cheated on him. I don't want to get into with who and why, and he's got the falafel thing. I'm not getting into all that ancient history, okay? But the family situation is relevant only for Bill O'Reilly because of the clip I'm about to show you. But let me finish up with this particular story. According to court transcripts obtained by Gawker, she also viewed, this is the 17-year-old daughter, viewed O'Reilly as a temperamental, absentee parent who was uninterested in developing a relationship with her. I want you to keep that in mind, because now we're getting to the part that is most relevant. Now, she's not the only one who thinks that, okay? The same appeals court ruled in McPhilmy's favor, that's his ex-wife, over 2 years ago in January 2013, after she discovered that the purportedly neutral therapist she and O'Reilly had chosen to arbitrate custodial disagreements had been hired by O'Reilly to, quote, perform virtually all of his parental duties. Now, here's a guy that, according to the court rulings and trials about this, they had all these proceedings, is an absentee father, refuses to do his parental duties, let alone all the other vicious things which I've only given you tip of the iceberg on. Now I want you to watch Bill O'Reilly yell at black people about family values. Watch.
Where the reality is that young black men are doing far more damage than the police in Chicago. We have a case there now,
right.
The police in Minneapolis. Young black American men are so often involved in crime. Violent crime generated by African Americans is an enormous social problem. The reason there is so much violence and chaos in the black precincts is the disintegration of the African American family. That is the dissolution of the African American traditional family. The lack of involved fathers leads to young boys growing up resentful and unsupervised. The real racism is looking away from what is really harming black Americans. You Hollywood people and you derelict parents, you're the ones hurting these vulnerable children. Nothing will get better in this country until the culture changes. You can't legislate good parenting or responsible entertainment.
Indeed. So here's the deal, Bill O'Reilly. Until you sort out your own mess, don't you dare lecture anybody else about family values, derelict parents, kids who go unsupervised, don't you dare ask the question, where are the fathers? As I have seen on Fox News over and over again. And don't you dare talk about the disintegration of the traditional family as you disintegrate your own family. So it would be one thing if you had these personal troubles and you weren't a hypocrite and you didn't turn around and smear all blacks in America as if they don't have family values, as if they are bad parents. Don't project your own problems onto the rest of us. So I'm forced into pointing out your enormous hypocrisy because of what you do to others. So until you got your own house in order, and I'm not sure that's ever going to happen, tall glass of shut up juice. The gall of this man to talk about black people in that way, in a complete generalization about their whole culture, as he does every single thing he maliciously criticizes them for. That's who Bill O'Reilly is.